This podcast is sponsored by Release Winery. Every wine tells a story. Each growing season, it's our goal to create an artisan Napa Valley wine of exceptional quality. Join us as the story of this ultra-limited wine continues. Learn more at releasewinery.com.
Storytelling, art meets commerce, and chasing passions was always something that I wanted to participate in. And I think wine played a part of my life. Before I got in the wine industry, I used to be in the film business. And as my last producing partner would say, our job is a 10-year dinner party. So I love to eat, I love to drink, I love to tell stories, I love to bring people around for a common good and to share things. So I think the natural gravitation towards this place and moving up to Portland, it all just kind of makes sense now. But Davis is where I'm from, very proud of it, loved being raised there, and my parents still live there. So we have 25 total acres, and we have 20 acres of vines. We have 16 acres Pinot Noir, 4 acres Chardonnay. When the property was purchased, so go back 40, 50 years, and I think it was a nut orchard. At some point, that nut orchard got wiped out and was zoned for someone to create housing here. As I like to say, thankfully, the local government and the neighbors never allowed that to happen, and the Renton family were in the right place at the right time to acquire 25 acres in the Dundee Hills in 2012. And because no one had been using it or farming it, no tilling, no pesticide, no anything, we basically got as fresh a piece of property as you can with eastern and southern exposure in the Dundee Hills. We're the most northern part of the Dundee Hills, which you don't find much land in the Dundee Hills anymore. They got it, which I'm very happy about, and they got to start organic farming since the beginning and planted exactly how they wanted, and they chose, and I can show you a map of our clonage and what we planted and where, but 16 acres Pinot, 4 acres Chardonnay planted in primarily 2012, and we waited 3.5 years to make our first bottle of wine or have our first vintage. So I pronounce it Longolo. It's spelled L''Angolo, and then we use the word estate afterwards. Longolo means the corner or the angle in Italian. I think if you know the Willamette Valley well, there's a lot of last names, which is wonderful. Bergstrom, Soder, Stoller, the list goes on. I think for a newer project, we wanted to have a little different storytelling element, and then that played into, we're actually literally at the corner of two streets in the Willamette Valley called Williamson and Dudley Road, so that's the angle, that's the corner. Hollins and Lou Renton, Chase's parents, the proprietors of this property, met each other crossing a street corner in San Francisco 45, 50 years ago and been together ever since, and they used to call Dad the corner guy because he flirted with Mom while they were crossing paths. So that's the romantic side of it. And then Chase Renton, our winemaker, my good friend, studied in Italy and still makes a little wine in Italy. So I think it harkens to part of our storytelling and his truth to coming up with a brand that kind of was out of the box a little bit. So in the journey of creating this business or being a part of this business, I worked the first 2 harvests. I joined a very small, lean and mean team, and we wore every hat possible. I would like to think that anyone in any capacity in the wine industry, for the most part, even if they don't end up wanting to be in production, should spend some time in a cellar to understand how you turn growing grapes, farming grapes into a commodity and a beautiful product that can live on forever. So for me to see that, as my mind works from a producing standpoint and seeing art turned into commerce, I wanted to see every aspect of this business, to learn it, to understand how to tell my story in it, to hold an authentic candle to what we're doing. And so I think getting my truth of this business or of Longolo Estate is getting to see it from start to now. So A to Z in a sense, and I wouldn't want it any other way.